Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new game here on Faith Foretold, Everlost in the Everglades. This is I've been referring it to as Florida Stranger Things ripoff, using the Kids on Bike system. So it's going to be very talky, very little rolly, and just going to jump right in by introducing everyone. So first myself, Jonathan Kenny, professional game master. I run all the games here. I do stage combat, and there she goes. Off to a great start. Actor, singer, fighter. If it's artistic and I don't have to draw, I probably do it. Let's just go down the line waiting for Jess to get back. So, Cork.
My name is Courtney. I'm an artist, and I play games.
Play games.
I play games. That's it.
Disaster struck Jess, apparently. Let's hope it's a temporary disaster. And who are you playing, Cork?
Oh, I am playing Holly Harlow, who's in med school, and she's doing great. So good.
Definitely. Danny.
Howdy. My name is Danny. I'm playing Andrea Ortiz, or just Dre. And she's a high school dropout who's just got out of prison, so she's also doing great.
A little less obviously great, I think.
Don't know.
Max, you're up next because we're still waiting for Jess.
Awesome. Fantastic. My name's Max. I am a chef, business person. I do a lot of candy and ice cream and pizza. And a bunch of other fun things. I'm not as artsy as the rest of them, but that's okay. I'm playing a delightful conspiracy theorist named Sue Gary Lee Miller II. And he works at Croc World, which is legally distinct from Gatorland.
I didn't realize you were the second Sue Gary Lee Miller that we.
Oh, you forgot about the two little dots at the end.
Yeah, I'd totally missed those. We're just gonna wait for Jess to restart her computer. And Danny's Discord is also frozen, but
I could see you just fine. You're moving normally. Yep, thumbs up. Yep.
what would a stream be without technical difficulties?
Yeah, I had to restart my computer before we started because it didn't. Yeah, it always happens. It's okay.
I am a little worried because everything on my computer except for this Discord video window has just disappeared.
Oh, it knew what was important.
I mean, that's all you really need, right?
You know, this is supposed to be a spooky game, and we're off to a spooky start with our computers. What is more spooky than technology just stop doing its thing?
Yeah.
Is it any wonder people are afraid of technology? Technology!
Yeah, wild that this is all happening right now.
It couldn't have happened 5 minutes ago, of course.
No.
That would have been too convenient.
A little worried because in the background with all of my stuff for my final, hooray!
Alright, I think we're gonna go to break real quick and try and fix this stuff, so we'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, bye. We're back! There's a short break, but, needs must. Jess is just gonna use her phone for now and try not to be too crunchy, but otherwise we'll see what happens. So, without any further ado, let's just jump right in.
Jess needs to introduce herself.
Oh, I'm so stupid. Yes. Hi, Jess.
What? I already did
Introduce
it.
yourself.
God damn it. Hi. I'm Jess.
What are you doing? Who are you playing?
What do I do? Like with my life?
Yes.
I'm a professional in stunts and stage combat. And now I work in motion capture. And I'm playing Sky Blue St. James, who is like the basket case nerd loser of the group.
Every friend group needs a complete failure queen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Girl
I
failure.
think Jess
right?
also has the coolest job title out of all of us.
You play what you are not in real life. So now, without further ado, we open. It is late afternoon in Florida, in Marshport, a little town situated just off of the Everglades. That their claim to fame is they have the largest alligators in Florida. The town motto is "They're big," and I will never be able to say that without laughing. It's late afternoon. The heat of the day is starting to die down, but it is still fairly hot. Summer day. Probably still in the mid 90s. And everybody is dressed in black because we are currently at a funeral. The ceremony has already passed. Lots of words were said, but not a very large group for the son of Mrs. Byrne, who was a neighbor to our intrepid heroes. We are currently outside in the graveyard, and people are just going up to Mrs. Byrne, the mother. Lots of people, giving their condolences, pressing on. It's not quite late enough for the mosquitoes to be out, so nobody's in a particular rush to get away. But who is first in line of you all to give their condolences to Mrs. Byrne? I'm gonna say it's Holly.
I feel like Holly is there with her parents,
Of course, yeah.
just like flanking her. And just, she's a little shy, but she goes up, and I am so sorry for your loss.
Mrs. Byrne is a woman in probably her mid-50s. Probably had her son a bit later than most families do. Already, her hair was like a very like dusty brown when you all knew her many years ago, and most of it has gone to gray at this point. She's got like square rimmed reading glasses and is in full blacks right now. Fairly pale, some crow's feet around her eyes, and she kind of gives you a tight smile and shakes your parents' hands and then yours, and actually kind of pulls you into a little hug. It's like, I know, Holly. It's you haven't been around in a few years, but My son, he always spoke very kindly of you, even after you went off to med school. So it means a lot to see you here tonight.
Yeah. I think she just kind of awkwardly gives her a squeeze and skitters away.
Down the line, who's next? Sue?
I'll go next.
Actually, can you describe what Holly looks like, and then Sue will.
Um, Holly is very mousy. She's got like shortish, maybe to her shoulders, golden brown hair, big plastic frame glasses, very neat in her appearance, but gives off the vibe of very shy and reserved. She's got a lot of freckles. She looks a lot like her mom. Bad eyesight, though, clearly.
From her dad. And Sue, what does Sue look like?
Sue is he's kind of slim. He's got a blonde mullet. He usually is wearing very strange glasses. On certain occasions, he will wear sleeves, and this is one of those occasions. He also has a wicked farmer's tan, which is not currently visible, given that he's wearing a suit.
Mrs. Byrne gives you a smile as you walk up and just says, "Sue, oh, how are they treating you over at Crocland?"
Oh, well, it's all right over there. It's okay. The crocodiles are nice. We got some Australian saltwater crocs in recently, and they're kind of scary, but we'll figure that out when we get to it. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about because I'm awkward at funerals. It's like the second funeral I've been to. Normally, I'm gonna stop talking.
I think everyone's a bit awkward at funerals, hun, so don't worry too much about it.
Yeah. I'll, yeah, and he gives her like kind of a big hug because he realizes if he keeps talking, he's gonna start talking about how usually only old people die, and that's why he's normally at funerals. It's like, I'm just not gonna say anything out loud.
Man, I made a great choice starting with a funeral, didn't I?
You did.
Everything as awkward as possible. It can only go up from here.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say Trey is next because apparently we're fighting the dog.
Dre is probably hanging like way towards the back. She probably didn't even sit down when she came in. Is this funeral outside?
The initial ceremony was inside, but now there's like a small. I wouldn't call it a reception, but like this is kind of transferred outside, where just outside of the actual graveyard plots are.
Yeah. She's probably like either hung back in like the very back near the doors the entire ceremony, or she's like only really come for the last half of it. She's got like a black tank top on. Looks like she just came maybe from working on something. I don't necessarily know if she would go up to anybody. She's probably just kind of hanging back and like paying respects, but like quietly in her own way. She's got really short, kind of slick back hair. It used to be really long and like always in a ponytail when she was younger, but now it is pretty short. She's definitely someone who works with her hands and outside occasionally, so she's pretty tan. She is Puerto Rican. and she's got a resting angry face all the time. So, but yeah, so she's just kind of hanging out. I don't think she'd go and talk with her.
Yeah, if you're hanging back, Miss Byrne has again, it's not the largest turnout. Like, I don't know how many funerals Dre has been to, but you'd usually expect to see more people than this, especially for someone as young as her son is. But it seems to be just like this group of people. Most of the people that are here seem to be like Mrs. Burns' friends than anyone else around your age. There's a couple people that maybe you recognize from high school, but even that's kind of hazy because you weren't there for very long. But nobody really bothers you. And you just kind of watch a few more of Mrs. Burns' friends, like shake her hand, and seems to be holding it together fairly well. And then I guess like last in line is Sky.
I don't know that she's in line more than she's kind of hanging out with Miss Byrne or like making sure that she's okay. Because Sky's family is really close to the Byrne family.
Mm-hmm.
So she's kind of like an extension of the family at this funeral. So I think like after everyone's lined up and is gone and said their condolences, she's just gonna give Miss Byrne a big hug.
Yeah, you give her a big hug, and she's still got that like half smile on her face as she hugs you and just says, "I think you didn't have to stay here the whole time, Sky, but I really appreciate it."
I wasn't gonna leave you.
Well, I do have looks and make sure like everybody's left at this point, and there's no one else for her to really do the meet and greet thing with. And you see her reach into her pocket, and she says, "Said after Mr. Burns gone, and now that my son is too, I'm probably not going to hang around in town for too very much longer. I I at least need to get out for a week or so, but I was hoping that maybe if you wouldn't mind looking after the house for a few days,
Course.
and
You know I would do anything for you.
uh, I know you probably already have a copy, but here," and she hands you the keys to the Byrne household.
And she takes him. Puts him on her carabiner.
She just kind of like grabs you by the cheek and just like pulls your head and gives you a little smooch on the forehead. And like maybe one tear finally escapes.
Sky will like go back and stand with her mom.
I think at this point, probably you've obviously seen Holly and Sue pass by. Now that you're away from Mrs. Byrne, you see in like the back, you see Dre, and this is probably the first time you've seen Dre in several years.
Ooh. I think if Dre like makes eye contact with her, she's just gonna go.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dre probably just looks like she probably just like frowns, and there's not really a lot of explanation as to what's going on up there, other than maybe she's mad. I don't know.
But on the other
Right.
hand, you know that's what Dre always looks like, so. Everybody starts to peter off, and you see people starting to get in their cars in the parking lot and start to drive away. Mr. and Mrs. Harlow are still kind of bumping elbows with a few people that are in the crowd. Holly, you figure one of them is probably like one of Mr. Harlow's bosses or something. You've done this song and dance before. You want to leave, and they're like, "No, we'll leave in 10 minutes," and then it's going to be like an hour before you leave.
She'll wander over to Sky. I think Sky is probably who she's spoken to most recently.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Hi.
This kind of sucks.
Yeah. This kind of totally sucks. How's school?
It's good. Yeah. I got some time off to come for this. I'm gonna be going back.
Like tomorrow? Or like right now? Or like in a week?
Probably
Or like
in like a week.
a week?
Yeah. How have you been? How's your mom?
She's good. She, she's doing the best she can. She was able to come today, so that's really great. We were really worried that she wasn't going to be able to get out of bed today, but she did.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. Anything else you want to tell me?
No.
Cool.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Good to see you.
Great conversation, Holly.
What's Sue doing while this very awkward moment is happening?
Sue has walked up next to Dre, and he's kind of just standing there, like at funerals where you've got like your hands kind of in front, and he just kind of says, "Oh my fit, I'm the one who doesn't have sleeves on normally." He's just messing with her.
She's
in a
looks like
sleeveless
she's
outfit.
not sure if she heard him correctly at first, because why would you say that? And then she's gonna be like, do you have like a point to what you're saying right now, or is there a reason why you're over here bothering me?
Oh, God, I probably had a point, but I wasn't expecting you to talk like that. My lighter ran out of fluid, and I thought you might want to have a cigarette.
Huh. I think she's gonna like dig around in her pocket and like shove a lighter against his chest, like, have fun. And then she's gonna probably turn to look like she's just gonna leave.
Well, that was unexpected. And he lights up a cigarette. Just kind of, I guess he's in the back now, so he's just kind of looking at everybody.
I'm sorry.
You just look over and you see Sky and Holly like being very awkward at each other.
Oh yeah, that's
it's more Holly being awkward at Sky, but
Did they smoke? Smokes? I can't walk over to him while I'm doing this. Yeah, he's gonna just kind of stand and watch for a sec and see what's going on. It's a funeral. Funerals are weird. He's already goofed up 1.5 times with conversations.
yeah, that's definitely why. Because you're at a funeral, that's why everything's weird.
Exactly. That's exactly why everything's weird.
If Holly doesn't like walk away from Sky, she'll like lean over and be like, "Did you see that Dre was here?"
You see her just like totally not being subtle about it at all.
Okay, so don't do that. Don't do that. Don't.
What?
No, Holly. Don't like look at her. Like you can like look at her. Like just look over your shoulder a little, but don't freaking turn around. You're gonna be obvious about it. Did you see her?
Do we not want her to notice that we see her?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't know. Have you talked to her?
No. Have you talked to her?
No.
Nobody talks to me.
I haven't. I didn't know she was out.
Either. And also, she looks different.
Well, we all look a little bit different-ish.
You think I look different?
I mean, that's how aging works. Holly is very pointedly not looking at Sue. Just like...
Just stand there. He's like hoping that they'll look at him so he can like maybe walk over for some reason. I guess he's not close enough to hear you guys because I guess he's wherever Dre was standing near the back. He was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna stand over here." I'm smoking. I'm not gonna mess with
Ray.
anything.
I would like you to make me a brains roll. Yeah, I know, but it's only like
First roll.
It's only DC 4.
Okay. So I have to roll a D8.
Yes. So for everybody who's not familiar with Kids on Bikes, everybody has 6 statistics or attributes or skills or whatever you want to call them. And each of them has a die size associated with it, a different one for everyone. So like Dre has a D8 in brains, so she's going to roll a D8 plus or minus whatever modifiers. A 7, cool. So it's a pretty good success. 3 over the 4 that I said the DC was. So I mentioned before that like it's not the largest turnout, and most of the people here seem to be like Mrs. Burns' age, her friends. You do notice on your way out one person that looks out of place. There is a guy that looks like he's in maybe his late 20s, early 30s. So he's in this weird age of like clearly not one of Mrs. Burns' friends and clearly not one of her son's friends. And he is wearing like mirrored reflective sunglasses. He's in what? He's got like a beard and mustache, and he's wearing like a ball cap. The reason he sticks out is because of his age. Everything else about him is like completely nondescript. Like he could not be trying to fit in more if he tried.
Where is he? Like as she's walking out, is she going to pass by this person?
Yeah, he's like kind of overlooking the whole thing from even further back than you were, essentially. If you didn't know better, you'd think he was like working security for the funeral home, but why would a funeral home have security?
She's probably like as she's walking by, she's probably just like under her breath, like fucking weirdo, and then just like keeps going. She thinks it's odd. She thinks it's strange, but I mean, she probably mutters that and then keeps walking.
He kind of like gives you. You think he gives you like a side glance underneath his glasses, but you can't really see his eyes at all. But he doesn't say anything back to you. And I'll say because you've been in prison very recently, you realize he's in a spot where nobody can sneak up on him. Like he's very clearly like has his back against a wall, but isn't cornering himself. You don't know why. That just kind of like comes to you. It's like he looks like somebody that would be ready to do something.
She might like stop like near a tree a little bit ways away, and she's got another lighter, so maybe she'll just stop and like light up a cigarette and look like she's just like taking a second away. But if if he's being weird and obvious, then she'll hang around and kind of act like she's keeping to herself right now.
He seems to have his eye on. You think Mrs. Harlow or Mrs. Byrne at first, but you realize he's actually staring at Sky and Holly. But again, like not making any overt gestures. It doesn't look like he's going to go attack anyone. He's just keeping an eye on them.
Then she's probably just gonna stay where she is and continue to have a smoke break and watch, but not be obvious about it.
As you're doing that, Mr. and Mrs. Harlow come over and it's like, "All right, Holly, we're going back to the house now. Sky, do you need a ride home, or do you need us to take your mom, or I don't know how you guys got here."
No, I drove us here. I'm just gonna hang around for a
Okay.
little bit longer. Thank you, though. It was
All
nice
right,
to see
sure
you
thing.
guys.
It's nice to see you too, Sky. Say hello to your mother for us. I know she's, not always feeling the best, but
Yeah,
I'm
she's
glad she
sitting
could make it
right
out.
now. Okay.
And they just walk away, assuming that Holly's going to follow them.
Holly continues to stand next to Sky awkwardly.
There's a brief moment, like they continue walking away, and then like your father clearly like says something that he expected you would be able to hear, because then he turns around and is like, "Holly, I said we were going. Are you not?" Did you want to hang out more with Sky, or I?
She just looks at Sky.
I mean, I can take you home. I drove here.
I mean, I feel like we could hang out a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hang out.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay here. Yeah.
Okay. Dinner's at 7, as always. We'll see you then.
Yeah.
If you can't make it, just have Miss St. James give us a call when you guys get home, okay?
Okay.
And wave goodbye, and they leave and get in their car and start to drive away.
So, what do you want to do?
I don't know. Our friend just died, and I don't know.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I was just thinking, like, maybe, like, it would be cool if, like, we got the band back together and we went to the basement all together, because, like, I have the keys to the house.
You like with Dre and Sue too?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we need, like, a little bit of closure. Like, we were best friends when we were kids.
Yeah.
I think it would be kind of cool to, like, go down in the basement and just, like, catch up and, like, talk. But do you think it's a good idea to invite Dre?
Holly is again not being subtle. Turning and
damn it, Holly.
She does spare a glance at Sue this time also.
Just that thing where she like turns her entire upper torso.
I'm being subtle.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm just casually turning for no reason.
Stairs. We can I mean, we can try.
Okay.
I'll follow you.
Oh, okay. Great. I guess this is my idea, so...
You the two of you start to head towards where you see Sue is smoking a cigarette, and then like 50 yards past that is Dre also smoking a cigarette. We probably hit Sue first.
Okay. She's just gonna walk up to Sue confidently and just be like, "Greetings, Sue."
God, how's it going? Oh,
Well,
that's actually probably a bad question given the
yeah, not
circumstances.
great.
Yeah, not great.
Not good.
Hmm.
It's not good.
Oh,
Um,
no,
I, well, okay.
it's good
Are
to
you
see you.
doing anything like right now or like in the next like couple hours?
Nothing planned. I was probably gonna get some food at some point. I'm gonna get hungry at some point. I don't feel hungry right now, but that's probably given the situation. And the cigarettes, you know, they're good for staying slim.
Oh, I haven't heard. Okay.
They're actually very bad for you.
Yes, talk
Yeah,
about the wonders of cigarettes in front of the med student.
As
right. And
as Holly says that, Sky's going to take her own pack of cigarettes and light her out of and
No!
light one up.
No! No. She reaches for both of their cigarettes and puts
No,
them out on the
no.
ground. And then
Oh.
finds a proper receptacle to dispose of them in.
There's like an ashtray nearby. This is the early 90s.
Yeah.
You can still smoke wherever the fuck you want.
Yeah, even at a funeral.
Yeah.
we're outside.
Anyways,
think-
as I
Smoke
was
is
saying,
actually shown to be very, very bad as well. So if we could
Well-
just maybe...
anyways, as I was saying, I was thinking that maybe we could like get the band back together and we could go down into the DM's basement. Because I have the keys to the house, because his mom, I guess, is like leaving or like going on vacation or something. So like I have the keys to the house now. And I just think it would be really cool if like we all went back down to the basement and like talked and like caught up and hung out and talked. Hung
You
out.
know, I think that's a great idea. And that's a good excuse to get some pizza too.
Pizza! Excellent. Yes. Pizza.
You know, we're probably gonna have to go get.
You should go ask Dre.
I
she
will.
wants
You know,
to go.
she's standing way over there because she was worried about my secondhand smoke. So she wanted to take a smoke break over there.
No, that's not how that works.
No, it's not. But it makes me feel better to lie to myself
Right.
about that.
You should go ask her. I'm gonna stay right here, but you should.
All right. I could do.
You turn and start heading to Dre to try to make a better second impression, I guess. Dre, you the guy that's just been kind of hanging out eventually seems to have gotten bored or maybe gotten, I don't know, something. But he, as they start to leave, he turns to leave. Doesn't
Trey
really.
probably is like following him. Like she's not moving, but she's obviously watching him as he's leaving. That's what she is.
He gets to the parking lot. You see him get into like a black Oldsmobile that looks like it's about 10 years old, and pulls out and starts to leave. And when you turn back, bam, Sue is right there.
Jesus.
Hey, you want to come get some pizza and hang out in the basement? Not in a weird way.
It's so hard to be so angry.
I know. It's I try and use that to my advantage at any chance I get.
I think she's probably gonna like squint a little bit and like look him up and down and be like, "What are you doing?"
You
What is
also
this?
like look past him and you see Sky and Holly like where he just was.
She like slowly
she's-
leans
yeah.
over to like look at both of them in their eyes.
I think they're both doing the thing where they're like,
This
I
definitely
mean-
wasn't our idea. No, definitely not.
Are you talking about the basement?
The basement, yes. Unless there's a different basement you're aware of that I'm not aware of. The basement we're all aware of, you know. Did I mention there will be pizza?
Free.
Free. I'll buy you food anytime. And we can talk about our feelings and shit. It'll be great.
Not selling it, Sue.
We can smoke and make Holly slightly uncomfortable in a fun way. Because
Okay.
she's a med student. Oh, yeah, there we go. Awesome.
Flicks her cigarette against the tree. Not
Yeah,
a smart thing to do. But it's almost out anyway. And then she kind of she lifts her foot to like grind it against the trunk a little bit to like put it out. She's like,
It's
fine.
like most summer afternoons in Florida, there was like probably about an hour of rain that has left the ground still damp, so you're not super duper worried about accidentally starting a forest fire or anything.
Right. Yeah. It's not helping the arsonist allegations that rumors that have been sitting around because she just doesn't really care. But yeah, she says fine. And then she like gestures to Sue to like go on.
All right. How's your grandma do? I ain't been over in a couple weeks.
You're fine.
The two of you walk back. We're still not back. While that conversation is going on, I think Sky's mom, Gwen, comes up, and she looks a lot like, or rather, Sky looks a lot like her mother. Like it is. There've probably been more than one joke about them being clones of each other. Like they have the same hairline, the same mole underneath their eye, same nose. The only thing that's really different about them is that Gwen St. James has more lines on her face, and her hair is longer, and she doesn't dress as nearly as much of like a Hot Topic explosion as her daughter does. She is
When did
also
Hot Topic open?
Yeah, I was gonna say Hot Topic question mark.
well
pre Hot Topic.
Hold on, somebody look it up.
Warm Topic.
Somebody look it up right now.
that's something I should have looked up. I feel like
I'm sure it was around in 1993, for surely.
you
How
know,
else were we
I'm
going to get
seeing-
those belts for our pants and the
Yeah.
chain wallets?
Yeah,
That's a
1980.
rainbow one. Hell yeah.
The
But
80s?
in California was the first one, so I don't know if there would be one in Florida at this point, but
they exist.
they exist.
It
So
exists.
oh no, Holly died.
They were cooler than they are now. God.
Listen, Hot Topic is exactly the same as it's always been. We just got older.
What? I disagree. I disagree. Hot Topic was
Gwen
gnarly before.
She has a cane that she's using, but seems to be, as you said, having a pretty good day, so she's not really leaning on it too much and is walking under her own power. And walks up and greets Holly, who is not here to respond, but looks over at Sky and says, "Are you gonna hang out with your friends for the evening?"
Yeah, I think we're gonna hang out for a while, but I can take you home first.
Yeah, that'd be
Well,
great.
obviously, we're just
Yeah.
going. We're just going to the Burns, so I'll take you.
Okay, so
it's right there.
it's just down the road.
Yeah, so I can still take you home.
Yeah.
How are you feeling, Mom?
Pretty good today. It's the days are good. Have the good days, have the bad days. It's a pretty good day.
She'll hand her the keys to the car so she can go sit down.
Thanks, hon. And she just kind of like squeezes your cheek a little bit and walks ahead of you to go to the car as Dre and Sue come by. She gives them a little wave as she passes them.
Dre does not look like she wanted to wave, but she does. Because I guess that's a fine thing to do. There she is.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ! Hello.
Welcome.
We've been stalling.
Oh no! I thought you would just keep going. I'm sorry. There was a
Well,
furniture
now we have to-
emergency.
Well, now we have to figure out who's squeezing in the back of the car.
What?
It's just Holly, because I'm sure Sue and Dre drove themselves here.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
it's
right,
just
yeah, yeah.
Holly.
Do they walk over to Holly and Sky, or do they immediately
Well,
just get
Holly
into
and
their-
Sky are still waiting to hear that Dre's coming.
Oh yeah. No, we were walking over there. Oh, what was that?
This is a bark bark.
Oh, it was a dog. Okay. No, I was like, what was that?
Maybe
Anyways, what?
maybe Sue just like gives like a thumbs up.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Just gives a big old thumbs up.
And you all kind of like make your several ways back to the cul-de-sac where you all grew up. And pop over here to our lovely little map of Marshport.
Marshport, they're big.
Oh,
It's
Marshport.
Marshport is not the largest town, but the Marigold Funeral Home and Memorial Park, where the funeral was, is probably as far from Timber Rundun, the cul-de-sac you all grew up in, as far as you can get in town from each other. So it's like maybe a 15-20 minute drive. Probably Sky pulls up first. How's the awkward conversation in the car going?
I'm sure
Um,
that Gwen is
yeah,
talkative
Gwen
and is
Gwen
like
is very
holding a
talkative.
strong conversation with Holly.
Yeah, asking like, how's med school take? You're down in Miami, right?
Boston.
Oh, Boston.
Boston.
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm at Harvard.
Wow, your parents must be very proud.
Yeah, they are. They tell everybody they meet every chance they get that they're
Did your father go to Harvard or?
no.
Oh, so you're the first one.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have what's are you planning on a specific area of study yet, or still just trying to get
I
your
thought
feet?
like pediatrics maybe.
Pediatrics is good.
I think
It's
Sky is like
takes a while.
white knuckling the steering wheel and just like looking forward.
Do you like children a lot, or is it just you think you would be doing the best there?
I think I would just be doing the best there.
Doing
yeah.
the best there. That's good.
I mean, kids are fine.
Not this one. And she kind of gives Sky a little nudge.
I don't know. I think she's doing pretty good.
What?
She's doing very good. I couldn't. She is getting ready to make you as uncomfortable as possible by just talking as many great things about her lovely daughter as she possibly can.
She's probably saying things like Sky became a manager at
That
Blockbuster.
she's a manager now, she's been taking care of me, and we've gotten back in contact with my parents, and she has just been the perfect granddaughter to them, and they love her so much.
All right, Mom.
And Holly, you just look over and Sky. Yeah, Sky is just like, I'm sure, blushing to the roots of your hair.
Holly is just kind of looking like genuinely, that's awesome.
But after a few minutes, you guys pull into the cul-de-sac. You see Sue and Dre coming up behind as well. They pull out early to go into Mrs. Burns' house, which is just a few houses down from yours. I think you said Sue is driving like a beat up old pickup truck, right?
It's a red station wagon.
A red station wagon, perfect. Dukes of Hazzard. What's Dre driving?
I had the name. Give me a second. It is a big old crunchy bike. Yeah, she is it's loud. It is, let me find
A
it.
Harley or
No. Hold please, I'm sorry.
certainly not a Yamaha if it's that loud.
No, it's not a Yamaha, it's not a Harley, it's a Ducati that she has fixed up and brought back to life from the junkyard. And it is aggressively loud.
It is
She
probably
also has a cigarette again. Not smart to do on a motorcycle, but she just has it, and she's kind of like resting on her bike and waiting for everyone else to show up.
Is she wearing a helmet? Probably not.
No,
I didn't think so.
Always gonna have.
it's the
Absolutely
90s,
zero safety
and she's
features.
cool.
Yeah, you're right. It's the 90s and she's cool. This is probably the loudest anything has been in this neighborhood ever. Like ever. You see like as you pull in, you pull out, and even idling, it's still pretty loud. And like you see a few people like peek out their windows being nosy neighbors. You just see like this one couple like mouthing at each other like clearly debating if they should be calling the cops or not.
If they look at Joy and they make eye contact, she's just gonna like wink at them and be like,
You know what? Why don't you make me a charm roll?
that's her lowest stat. So
I know. Let's
Great.
call that a DC 5.
Great. Shut up. I got a 6.
Oh. Wow. It's barely a success. They don't look mollified, but you're also fairly sure they're not going to immediately call the cops on you. You watch the other two cars come in, Sue's station wagon and the St. James is probably like a nice sedan, like a Ford.
She's
Just
clocking
a nice
the station
American
wagon
car.
as if she is making an assessment as it is pulling in.
Sure. The two of you drop off Sky's mom. She gives Sky another little forehead kiss and goes in. The two of you walk down to where the still very loud idling motorcycle is and Sue's station wagon.
Sue gets out of his station wagon and he's back in completely normal clothing.
Did you
Which
change on the
for
way
him
over?
is, yeah, just like no sleeves, shirt, the crazy eyeglasses.
Was it like a tearaway situation?
No. I just got, there's a lot of space back here, so I got a bag.
You just have like a whole
Stuff,
closet.
Bag.
I just felt stuffy in the sleeves, It's,
Okay.
they're great for skewers, but we don't got those right now. It's not hot, cold enough. I don't know. The fuck? I don't know, man.
Big Beauregard vibes.
Sleeves are bullshit.
Sleeves are bullshit. Holly, thank you.
I can wear sleeves.
Thanks, Marisha Ray.
I heard that on a TV show.
That's a good TV show. Probably.
Yeah,
I
didn't
probably
really
like that
watch.
TV.
I don't really have a lot of time to like watch TV.
Really?
Med school is just like it's a lot of studying and reading a lot.
Nerd.
And,
She's not looking at you. She's just.
Holly gives you a look like doesn't say anything though.
Hey, well, let's venture downstairs.
All right.
You go into the Byrne household. I think probably the first thing that happens is that Sky goes over to the landline and calls in for pizza from Pixels to Glory. They say it'll be about 30 minutes. You called them just before the dinner rush. And it's like, oh, between four of you, I don't know, do you get one pie or two pies?
I mean, 2, right?
Two pies.
That's the
Then yeah,
reasonable
try
amount for
pies.
4 people.
So yeah, it's like $15 for two pies.
Oh,
Uh,
Two large pies.
I miss it.
I miss it too. I know you believe this, but would you believe I literally looked up the price of pizza
Yeah, I was
in
about to do it
1993?
too. So
I was just like, I need to know specifically pizza if we've got a pizza place that they always go to. Um, the upstairs looks pretty good. Doesn't really maybe needs a little dusting, but you go downstairs into I guess most of you have not been here in
a while.
5, 6, 7 years. Except for Sky, who's been over here not super recently, but recently enough. Um, it's a little musty, like it hasn't gotten a lot of use, but it is kind of how you left it. There's books on a table with like 4 chairs around it. There's a couch. There's an old beaten up TV, a record player with a few vinyl records in a box next to it. Couple of cobwebs, but I don't think any of you can stop the feeling of just a little bit of nostalgia coming down here as a group. Even Dre, though should never admit it.
oh man. Was the ceiling always this close?
No, I
you
think we're just taller now.
Yeah.
That's kind of annoying. Wonder if you could raise a house. Like, you just kind of put some, like a jack in here. Dre, do they got car jacks that you can use for a house? You could bump the ceiling up?
She's just staring at him.
All right, I'll take that as a maybe.
So is there a reason we're here, or
Yikes.
I
Well,
think the reason is chilling.
just thought
Shit,
like it
what's
would be
the-
cool if like in his memory we come back down here one more time and like hang out like we used to. It's kind of just how we left it.
Which is interesting because it's been a while.
Yeah. I can't even remember the last time I was down here.
Uh,
There
Oh,
is
nice.
on the table 2 books. One of them you recognize is your old, and by this point it's very beat up because you guys used it so much. Copy of the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Player's Handbook. And another notebook beside that, which you recognize as the one that your friend wrote all of his notes about your campaign in, that he would never let you look in, ever. And
Dre
despite
immediately walks
trying,
over towards it.
yeah, despite trying, none of you ever managed to look into it, and now it's just there. And Dre is immediately like, I'm gonna open that.
Like, holy shit. And she's gonna reach for it like she's going to open it and start looking at it.
I'm not gonna stop her.
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you.
Did you grab it?
We're
Nobody
all
stopped you.
curious.
Yeah, everybody's super curious, and like some of it is like, especially for Dre, because you were there for vibes and just to like roll a few dice. Just, I think we established that Dre didn't necessarily understand all of the maths and stuff behind the game. It was just like, okay, I rolled the 16. What does that mean?
She's here to have a good time. I think the longer they played, the more she's like, cool, the higher the number the better. But like
But like
Yeah.
the first few pages are all of these tables and stuff with like they kept talking about Thaco to you at points and you never really understood what that meant and you was like and then you see some notes about like the first couple of sessions and uh like one of them is like maybe a speech that you vaguely remember he gave you as like the big bad when you met him the first time. And then like a bunch of hastily scribbled notes in the side like what if he did this and this person bad guy in secret, and you don't remember that at all. You thought that like that's like wait a minute, that guy was the bad guy in secret. I thought he was our friend.
I think she's probably gonna like skip past a lot of like the stuff in the front. She's like nerd shit, nerd shit, nerd shit, and then and then she's probably just gonna go, huh? And then she's gonna. Who is the closest to her?
Sky is right there looking at that
Yeah.
notebook.
Yeah, I feel like
She
we're
wants
all
to
just
know.
kind of like
Walking
craning over your shoulder, like, what does it say?
She probably did not really pay attention to the fact that you both had
Oh,
gotten
geez.
so close. So she looks like she was gonna throw it and nearly hits Sky in the face. And
Okay.
then she's gonna push it into your chest and be like, "Feel like you forget about that." And then she'd go walk somewhere else towards the couch.
Sue is
Right.
sitting on the couch.
Sky's gonna open it and start looking
you-
through it. She wants to
you
know specifically what was gonna happen next, since they stopped so abruptly.
You flip back a bit further. There's a few pages of notes that you recognize as like the last few things that you did, as like the whole group. And who was the first person that dropped out of the campaign? Was it Dre?
Probably. After what happened with her dad and her mom, probably.
Sure. There's this one page. It's like hastily, like there's a lot of scribbled out, and like have to figure out how to get Dre's character to safety. Like changing some of the encounters that were going to be next so that it made more sense for a 3-person party. And then who was the next one that dropped out? Holly. Starting to get back into the like to go deep into the book so that you could get into Harvard. Another page that's just like really hard to balance for 2 people. Like I don't want to go back to killing them every session. Because that happened all the time as a fucking meat grinder. And then Sue dropped out. And then there's one page that's just like a bunch of question marks over and over again, just like, and at the bottom is like, what now? And then like the next page is like, I'll figure out how to get them all back. But you realize that's not the last thing that's written in the notebook. There's more stuff past that. In like a different pen, like there was several years maybe between that last one and this one. And he seems to have turned it into like a kind of personal journal. And talks about you know, losing his dad in the car crash. And it's not like super updated like a diary, like not every day. It's just like anytime something important happened in his life that he felt the need to write down about. So like the first one was his dad dying in a car crash. The next one was actually about Sky's mom getting more sick and grandparents coming in to kind of save the day a little bit. And the last page just at first it seems like a little manic, like the handwriting is a little little out of it, not as neat as all the other stuff had been. He had pretty good handwriting, but this is just like clearly scrawled in a hurry, and it's just you see some things like I feel like I'm going crazy, like I keep seeing him. But I know my dad's dead.
Yeah, Sky's gonna bring that to everyone's attention. And she'll like sit on the couch so that everybody can like come over and see it.
Do we know how he died? Like, did anybody ever tell him?
It's not the kind of question you really ask at a funeral. Or not really. None of you heard anybody talking about it, at least.
Are we just now remembering that his dad died? Was that something that we just kind of knew before? Or did we know that?
It's like vaguely familiar in the back of your brain, but it's also like there's a vague surprise in your mind that you feel like shouldn't be if you knew this before.
Hmm. I think Sue's gonna read that, and he's going to feel like more guilty. Like he feels like he should have been there for his friend more, and he let himself get like really absorbed into work and all the just goofy nonsense he normally gets himself into.
I'd actually like you to make me a grit check for that.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck, I cannot see my dice with these glasses on.
Let's call it a DC 7.
Grit, 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 grit. All right, that is a D. That is not a D8. That is a weird D8. That's a D8. There we go. That is a 4 plus 2, so that is a... Oh, sorry, a 4 plus 1. So that is a 5.
All right, so that is a failure unless you want to throw some adversity tokens in there. Remember, everybody starts with 2.
I'll give you one. Wait, can we give?
This is a planned decision, not a snap decision. No, this is the one where you can help.
And you said it needed to be a 6 or a 7?
I said 7.
7? If you give me one and I use one, I can pass.
Do it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Bring it up. There's that feeling of guilt in the back of your mind. It doesn't overwhelm you, thankfully, but there's that same note of confusion when you read about the dad's death, and you realize suddenly, like, you don't remember his name. You don't remember the DM's dad's name, and you don't remember the DM's name. You realize you've been just thinking of him as Mrs. Burns' son, or our friend, or the DM.
This is gonna sound like a really, really bad question given the current circumstances. And I promise I'm not screwing with y'all. God, this is so dumb. What was our friend's name?
What?
You don't remember
That's
his
a
name?
dumb question. It's
And none of you remember his name.
What the fuck?
I don't.
Holly grabs the journal and like, is his name like in the front or anything? Like anywhere?
There is a name in the front, and you because you can tell because the last name says Burn, but where the first name is, there's just like nonsense, like webdings to your eyes. You like rub your eyes and it's like it still like doesn't make sense to your brain.
Damn,
Can
Holly,
you
maybe
read
you were
this?
right about the cigarettes.
Dre's gonna like reach forward and like grab the book and look at it.
Same thing.
What the fuck? And then she's gonna toss it to Sky.
And she'll look at the name too. I mean, that's weird, right? Like, we should know his name.
Yeah. We definitely should.
Maybe we're just having, like, a collective brain fart. Like, we're all just grieving so hard that we totally forgot. And it'll come back to us.
That
Right?
happens, right, Doctor? That's totally a thing.
Holly's like running through her head, like it's like mass hallucinations are a thing sometimes, but I don't.
Traumatic events can cause like hallucinatory symptoms,
In
but
4 people at
it's
once.
really it does not make sense for 4 individual people to have the exact same symptoms.
I don't know about that.
Maybe we're all really, really hungry, and this is a side effect of that.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
not,
the
okay.
pizza will help.
Ding dong.
The pizza. will
Yeah!
help.
Saved
And
by
that's
the
where we're gonna
bell.
take our break.
Okay.
We'll see you
Pizza.
back in 10 minutes as the pizza gets here. Yay!
Yay!
I want pizza.
Me too.
Damn, yeah, now I want pizza.
And welcome back. We rejoin our friends in the basement now with paper plates full of delicious pizza. From Pixels to Glory, which is probably the closest you'll get to a good New York slice in Florida.
Are you saying it's thin pizza that we're eating?
It's certainly not just like Chicago style.
I want
It's like East Coast style.
Yeah,
Right.
Regular pizza.
normal pizza.
You mean pizza that you could turn into a fruit roll-up? Then
That's
because that's what your normal pizza is like. I'll fight.
yeah. You're acting like that's a bad thing.
That's
And it's
the
a bad
way to
thing.
eat pizza.
That is actually the preferred way.
I like.
For by who? Not me.
I like to. Yeah.
Anyway,
Pizza discourse.
yeah.
Fight me.
This is now a pizza Discourse stream. No. So you guys you're eating your greasy pizza, and figuring out what to do next.
I think Holly is looking through the end of that notebook again, making sure not to get any grease or pizza on it. Very respectful of
Naturally.
the books.
Holly's the only one with like napkins.
She's like, do you think he was schizophrenic? Well, I don't understand. Why was he like seeing? This is.
I don't know, Dr. Harlow. What is your prognosis?
That's not really like the. Okay. I don't know. I still am looking at it right. The pizza isn't helping me see his name any more clearly.
Yeah, me either.
So.
Damn, that was the best idea I had.
I don't know.
Really? You don't have any other idea other than pizza?
I
Weirdo?
am sure I can think of something.
Do you have an idea, Dre?
No, it's just fucked up and weird. You'd think that the person with a college education knows better than any of us, right?
Just quietly eat my pizza.
Oh, so hard.
Well, things are really tense right now. Maybe let's just like forget about this whole not knowing his name thing and the whole him seeing shit thing. Let's take a breather.
The fact that none of us remember his first name
I already said
or
that.
anything about his
And let's take.
dad.
I said that too.
Oh,
And let's take a breather. And maybe we can like talk to each other about like what everyone's been doing for the past 6 years. 5. 4.
3, 2, 1, you start.
Okay, all right. Well, well, I still work at Blockbuster. And that's pretty much it for me. Next.
How about you, Sue? What have you been up to?
Man, I've been
Men?
up to some. What? No. What? What?
So you're gay?
Whoa. No. Hang on. I
She
said,
was wondering how this got away from him.
man, just start talking about reptiles, and then y'all would just, well, okay. So, Proc World is, damn, taking a lot of my time. We got some cool new crocodiles from Australia. Uh, we got some cool new crocodiles from Australia, and by cool I mean absolutely terrifying. I have bad dreams about them. But they're pretty fun, and people like them, and it brings in money. Um, I found some new conspiracies from a guy at the gas station
The guy at the gas station.
that I've been following.
Share them.
Jen.
Tell us.
Okay, so okay, so. Y'all know the Coca-Cola company, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Perfect, awesome. All right, remember a few years back when they did that whole like we're making new Coke, and that was like at every gas station, supermarket, anywhere you could get Coca-Cola, there was a table with some dude in a red shirt with a giant Coca-Cola bottle mascot guy. And they were like, hey, try new Coke and old Coke and see which one you like better. And everybody liked new Coke. It was great. And then they came out with it. And it was not great. Terrible. And after a little while, they brought back the old Coke. And they made a big thing of classic Coke. It's coming back. I suspect that they used new Coke to change the recipe and make it cheaper. So they could still charge us the same amount of money and make more money. Which is why I drink Crystal Pepsi now.
Crystal Pepsi's good.
Um,
Interesting. I mean,
does your gas station friend have any like sources to back this up?
You know,
You?
it's you know, he said he saw some trucks and some deliveries and he heard a thing or two from a guy on the delivery truck, and you know, I don't know, he kind of hangs out over there all the time.
Okay.
There ain't no sources when the government's involved. All right, well, no shit, the government's probably not
Well,
involved in this. Goddamn, that's just that. You know,
Yeah.
it's vibes. It's all vibes.
Okay.
I can't disprove it, so it's got to be true.
That's not how that works.
Exactly.
Oh. Yeah. Well, that's.
What about you?
Ollie?
You know, I've just been, taking classes. It's a lot of reading, and I'm supposed to start like a gross anatomy class next semester. That's a little freaky. But
Are you saying you want to be a doctor, but you're afraid of anatomy?
well, but they're dead.
Oh my god.
You're gonna have to deal with dead people.
I'll get used to it. Yeah. And
You're gonna have to.
Everybody in Boston is just so nice. Yeah. What about you, Dre?
Yeah, what about you?
What
you
have I been up
doing?
to?
Yeah.
Not a lot until very recently. Just got out of prison, so that's fun. You don't
And
do a lot.
how was
And
that?
how was prison?
I can only assume not great.
No, that's a good assumption. Yeah, prison wasn't the best guy. But now I'm not in prison, and I'm working at Rogelio's, so
What
that's
is that?
it. What?
What is that?
Rogelio's?
Yeah.
It's a mechanic shop down. You don't drive, do you? Do your parents drive you everywhere?
Listen,
He's a
there's like a
virgin that
lot of
can't
public
drive.
transport up north, so it's just more of an inconvenience for me to have a
Do you
car.
have a license?
cross that bridge when I get to it.
Oh.
Oh man, wouldn't that be funny if you were licensed to practice medicine? Like literally, you can save lives, but you can't drive a car. That'd be hilarious.
That would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
ironic.
You know, automobile accidents take a lot of lives every year.
Oh,
And the trains are good for the environment, so I'm just gonna keep doing that, okay?
This is all Holly learned her first year of med school is
I
just she
think
learned a
Holly's a
bunch of
conspiracy
statistics.
theorist, guys.
yeah,
Another
I'm just
She learned a
one.
bunch of
Wow.
statistics about people dying.
So it's nice that you're not in jail anymore.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's
That you
gnarly.
served your time.
Hmm?
Hmm?
Hmm? So,
Oh, it's most definitely better because she's been hanging out with her grandma.
yeah.
Yeah, that lady can cook.
Oh. Sorry. Yeah. So, you're still a manager at Blockbuster.
Newly
You're doing newly
manager. Yeah.
the new manager. Still working at
I
Blockbuster.
run the whole place myself, so I don't know, it's pretty cool.
You're off at college doing the same shit you were doing here. And you're still working with a bunch of lizards. Seems like we're all just doing super great.
I think so.
Great. And what's his name is dead, so that's super cool and fun.
Okay, I'm just glad we
Is any-
hung out.
Is anyone like dating anyone right
No. Why are you?
now? No. Ooh,
I'm married to the dunk tank.
no. Sky, we gotta find you a girl. Nope. Sue, we gotta find you a girl.
I mean, we can find you a girl too.
I'm sorry,
if you-
confused. I thought you were just talking to yourself then, you know?
I mean, a little column A, a little column B.
Yeah. I was
Yeah, both.
projecting.
Both is good. It's all right. Probably.
This is probably about when you hear the phone upstairs ring.
I got it.
Oh.
She does that thing
Run
on all
upstairs.
fours where she
Oh my god.
a freak!
God.
she travels up the stairs.
I miss being small and having a ridiculous amount of expendable energy.
She's not small, she just did that on her own. Nobody was different.
And she answers the phone. Hello?
Answer the phone. Oh, hi, Sky. It's Mr. Harlow.
Oh, hi.
It's 7. Is Holly coming home for
Oh.
dinner or?
Well, we just had pizza.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I just wanted to know, so I'll take one of the plates away from the table.
Okay, does she have like a curfew?
You
Try
know,
not to laugh.
we agreed while she's home from college that as long as she's with someone that is respectable, that it would be fine. But if she abuses that privilege, then we might have to revisit it later. But
Hey, Holly, you want to smoke?
What are you doing? Stop!
was that Dre?
No, I don't know what that was. I don't
Wait.
know.
Honey, didn't Dre
No.
get out of prison last
No,
year?
wait.
Holly, you're so wild.
I'm trying.
Stop!
Okay, anyways, I gotta go. Bye.
Wait a minute.
Why would you say that?
What? What did I say?
Oh my god.
Surprisingly, they don't immediately call back, but
Aren't you like an adult? Why does it matter?
Hey, Holly, your parents, they want you home. Like, why? Aren't you like fucking 21?
Yeah, listen, my dad is just very protective, okay?
Okay. That was weird. That was like when we were kids and you would come sleep over and they would call the house to make sure you were okay. And the fact that they're still doing that is crazy.
Holly
Yeah,
is turning
wow.
red.
Man, that empty nest had hit them hard.
Yeah. Yep.
oh, they're empty nesting so hard. You don't even know yet.
My mom even got a job.
Your mom got a job?
Yeah. She's sells Avon now.
No. That's so cool. What's Avon?
I think it's makeup or something. I don't know.
Hang on, what did that movie come out?
The gang gets into an MLM.
Man, you know, I heard it. Avon, that was the movie came out in our senior year. That was what the mom did in the Edward Scissorhands movie, right?
They
I
made
love
a
that
movie
movie.
about it.
What? I mean, it wasn't about Avon. It was about a dude with scissors for hands.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that one.
What? And Sue
I love
immediately starts
Johnny Depp.
ruffling around all the VHS tapes.
You know what? There is a VHS copy of Edward Scissorhands.
Oh,
Fantastic.
Fun.
See, Scott, this is the problem. This is why we need to hang out with Holly more and Dre. Well, we couldn't hang out with Dre because Dre was in prison, but now you can hang out with us and we can make y'all watch movies.
Yeah.
Get y'all a real education.
You can listen. All I'm saying is, if you walked into Blockbuster and you didn't have a card, I could just look the other way because I'm a manager now. So I don't know. There's privileges.
Oh, there's privileges.
There's privileges.
This guy's about to lose her manager job so bad.
God, that is abuse of power, and I support that.
Yeah, literally 24 hours from now, she has a meeting with the district manager.
So where is his mom?
Well, she said she wanted to like leave town for a little bit, like on vacation.
Okay.
And she just like gave you the keys to her whole house?
Why wouldn't she?
I forgot you still talk to her.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We live like I can see my house from here.
You
I like
still live
this.
here?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why is that interesting?
It's just like nobody's changed. Everything's exactly the same.
I live in a trailer park. That's different.
Who lives in a trailer park?
On purpose?
What? Yeah.
Not everybody has Boston money, Holly.
Okay.
It's cool. It's cool. I got fun neighbors most of the time. Sometimes one of them's a little loud, but that's okay. You know that happens. But yeah. You know, and my parents, I just them boring government people. So I just, you know, I had to get away from them. They were so oppressive.
Okay. So should we like do anything about the whole not remembering his name?
Like what?
I don't know. We could ask, is Chaz still in town? Chaz knows things sometimes.
That guy?
What was wrong with Chaz?
A lot.
He was a little strange, but how are you?
I'm surprised he's still alive.
He's not that old.
Not by being old.
What does that mean?
Because he's weird. So I'm assuming he'd get into some fucked up shit and just be dead for it, right?
Well, I certainly hope not.
Okay.
I mean, we could go check on him. I could throw all of you into the station wagon, and we could just go on down there if y'all want.
Please don't throw me
You're fun.
anywhere.
I'm not gonna actually throw you, Holly, as a figure of speech.
I'm not riding in that death trap, and I've worked on it.
Oh,
and then
come
she's
on.
gonna head up and start going up the stairs.
Oh, right now. Okay. Holly grabs another piece of pizza.
I will say it's getting like dusk, and probably bookstore Chaz is closed right now.
Mm.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
you guys
if you,
want to like?
I don't
go
think
smoke
Drake
weed?
cares that it's closed, but
Are we going?
Are we going?
um,
I mean,
Or we can just sit around and like be awkward and not talk for another actually get something.
Or we could
Duh.
not be awkward and actually talk.
Okay, what do you want to actually talk about?
I don't know.
Exactly. Thank you.
Have you guys seen the newest episode of Cyber Convergence?
no, like
Oh my
I-
god.
like
What?
I said, I don't have a lot of time to watch stuff, so no.
oh my God, Holly.
Okay, great. Cool.
You should watch
Great.
it.
We used
Great.
to love that show together. I don't know if you fucking remember, but whatever.
So, you could give us like an update on the way there.
Okay.
Hmm.
so you shove the last bit of pizza in your face that you can, leftovers you just kind of shove into the fridge. Everybody gets upstairs. Dre gets on her bike, as she refuses to ever go into something as uncool as a station wagon.
It's not about being cool, it's the fact that I want to make it to tomorrow. Thank you.
The rest of you get into the jalopy.
No.
It takes
does well.
I mean, it takes a couple turns to kick into gear. It's a manual transmission, so you more than once you've had to do that trick where you like start to push it down the hill and then just like jump it into gear, but it actually starts by itself today.
Fantastic.
You're pretty sure that the airbags don't work, but you know what? You're not planning on getting in a wreck anyway right now,
Holly
so it's
doesn't
not
need to know that.
of course,
fine.
yeah.
Holly can sit in the back. She'll be all right. She can use my duffel bag.
There's no seatbelts.
And the whole way there, Sky is absolutely just like word vomiting about everything they've missed in the show.
Wait, so he threw one of them out the window and they were still friends after that?
Yeah, I don't understand that part either. Maybe the real story is the friends they made along the way.
It doesn't sound like they made many other friends, though.
No, they didn't.
Except that one guy who lost an arm. But he was kind of already their friend, so I don't... Yeah. That sounds fun, though.
You should catch up. I have them all on VHS. I record every episode.
Maybe we can watch them while I'm here this week. There's some studying I have to do. Oh my god, Dre found more pizza.
My pizza came. My pizza.
That's why she doesn't wear a helmet, so she
Yay!
can eat pizza and drive
I'm
at the
definitely
same time.
pizza.
On the motorcycle.
Yeah, you just look out the window and you see Dre just like
The pizza delivery truck pulled up next to her, and they just did the exchange like wow,
Yeah.
Wow, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen,
Like,
actually.
oh, thanks. And she holding pizza with one hand, eating with the other, and like driving using her like thighs.
It's kind of hot.
and then for good measure she pops a
Hot.
wheelie.
Hot.
Man, they teach you. I should go to prison. They teach you so much cool stuff there.
No.
You learn a lot in prison.
You pull into like the municipal parking lot in downtown. It's actually funny. You had pizza delivered from Pixels to Glory, and now you pulled up like a block away from it. But head on over. Most of the businesses are starting to close up at this point. The sun's starting to go down. Past like a realtor's office. There's probably like that one obviously Wiccan store that I'm sure Sky has spent every day in. But is closed right now. And there is actually still a light on at Chaz's Novel Nook.
He seems like the kind of guy who lives in the back.
Oh, absolutely. It's like a 2-story building, and his apartment is above the store.
Oh, good. Look, he's still open.
Excellent. Let's go.
All right.
Sky
You
obviously brought the book with her.
sure. You open the door, ding, and Sky is at the front. You feel a very familiar bop on the top of your head.
What's the cat's name?
That's a great question.
Lucifer.
Lucifer. Excellent.
Sure.
Dre like ducks out of the way.
How is that cat still alive?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's not a cat.
She'll like.
That's
scratch
not a
Lucifer.
very nice way to talk about my cat. You see coming up one of the very cluttered aisles is your good friend Chaz. Bookstore Chaz right here. He is. It's hard to pin too much about him. He has lines on his face, but you can't really tell if they're like age lines or just lines from a life's hard work. He's got skin that you can't tell if it's like naturally like tanned or not. And even inside he's wearing these shades that you don't know how he sees out of, but seems to recognize you all, and it's like, well, if it's God, it's been 6-7 years. My goodness.
I'm glad to see you're still here and not. Anyway,
Oh, I could never give up the Novel Nook.
yeah. So, we just came from a funeral. Just like pausing to see if he's aware.
I mean, I saw there was an obituary. I didn't
For who?
didn't know if it was just it said the son of Mrs. Byrne.
Whose name was?
A lot of people come through that door. It's you forget some names. He does look a little embarrassed about it though, because he usually remembers everybody's names.
Sky, show him the book.
So something fucking weird happened, right? So we went to his house. We went to the basement. We found this book, and we said, who might know what's going on with this book?
Come here.
Chaz. And so here's this book, and we just want you to take a little gander at the end of it. See if you understand what's going on.
And also
Also,
his name.
I just want to add the fact that we don't remember his fucking name. None of us do. Which is crazy because we're pretty close to him, or I'm pretty close to him. We're all pretty close to him. But now, I'm really
He
close
keeps
to him
trying to
now.
speak and you just keep interrupting him. Eventually, he literally just like doesn't put his his hand on your face, but he just like holds it up. It's like, Sky, everything around you that happens is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I
But this
I
is particularly weird.
I
This is a weird
mean
thing that's
that
happened to everyone.
in a positive way. That you're always very weird, but uh, not being able to remember your friend's name that's definitely a little weird. Or a
Told
lot
you.
weird. He kind of like flips through it and then looks at the name on front and kind of scratches his head. And it's like, what did you do to his name? You like scratched it out or something? Or
Well, that's how we found it.
Yeah, always
That's
like
why
that.
it's weird, dude.
You can't read
Isn't
it
that so
either.
weird? It
no,
would have said his real name on it before, right? So what happened?
you found yourself a real mystery then, I guess.
And that we need your
Maybe
help with, Jazz. You're the only guy.
I'm the only guy.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Sue is right
I
there.
mean, when something strange was happening,
Okay.
we kind of assumed.
Yeah, you're
You
like
know,
the only guy.
all right. Saying I did believe you. I do have, there's a few books in the back. I've got a shelf that's dedicated to like strange things that happen, monsters and things like that. Maybe you might find something in those books that maybe matches what you think is going on.
what do you mean monsters?
Monsters.
Like mythological creatures and shit like that. Bigfoot, chupacabra.
Right. That
Ah,
I don't
cryptids.
think that.
Excellent.
Okay.
You've totally done something.
Maybe we should think a little
I mean, there could also
less
be.
monster,
why?
more he had some sort of medical problem?
I
Right.
mean, I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's any medical text I'd have that Holly wouldn't have been able to get access to. But I mean, I do have some. I try not to call it pseudoscience, but there's some psychological books that delve into the more uh, shall we say science adjacent kind of understanding of the human brain. Maybe you find something in there.
So you guys saying you would prefer to find out if he was like messed up in the brain or turning down monsters immediately?
Listen,
Okay,
I
so
don't know. You
monsters
guys
aren't
came.
real. We know that, right?
I don't know.
I mean, you know that.
Okay.
I've seen a
But
few big monsters down in Crockland.
Those are just
Absolutely.
crocodiles.
Are you saying that you know everything? Like that you've seen everything?
I
Okay.
think that I've forgotten more things than you guys will ever know, but that's why I have all these books. If I forget something, then I can just look it up again.
I mean, Holly, earlier we were pretty sure we remembered our friend's name, and now we don't.
Sorry.
What will you know in
Hey,
20
it's
minutes?
okay, Trey. Listen, I spent a few years in the slammer when I was a kid too. It's not a fun
What did you?
experience.
Yikes. Don't want to hear that conversation. You
Hey, well,
three.
I didn't mind. He'll like in the 1800s.
She's gonna like grab the side of Sue's head and be like, I need you to like focus for like 2 seconds.
Listen, I'm not saying I haven't been in the Bastille, but
As a visitor?
I need us to stop talking about friend shit for like 2 seconds. And are you saying you would rather that our friend, who we all collectively suddenly do not know the name of, you would rather like think that he was just crazy than think that maybe there are other things that we don't learn about in Boston?
If you want to read about monsters, I'm not going to stop you. I'm just saying that the logical
Stop
explanation.
This. And then she's gonna walk towards the back.
Okay, oh my god. Was she always like
Sue
this?
is gonna join Dre with the monster books.
Great.
unsurprising.
I'll go look at the psychology books.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Holly.
And like there's 5 billion books here. If there's something else you want to look at that you think it might be related to, you can also go and look for something else too. But
I think eventually Sky gets distracted with comic books.
why don't you all make me? This is gonna be a brains check.
Oh, sweet.
Let's call it a DC 12.
See, the thing about rolling on a d20 is there's also so many opportunities
what?
to roll poorly.
DC 12?
The DC 12.
I
But
rolled
I
a
have a
16!
Great,
The-
we have
the-
Holly around. I got a
It.
2.
I know you have a D8. The DC is still 12. You could explode the dice, but
I didn't.
okay. Well, you do indeed get sidetracked looking at comics.
I'm
What'd
pretty
you get? What'd
sure
you
the
get?
Firefly means nat 20.
Hell yeah,
nice.
baby!
Wait, you have a D20 in
on it.
brains?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Who fucking knows what's up?
I love it.
So
What
smart.
did you roll, Danny?
He just puts his
Too
intelligence
smart.
to certain things. Oh, I get to roll again? No, wait, no.
No,
I
no, no.
passed.
If you succeed on it, you don't. It
Yeah.
doesn't explode. What did Dre roll?
Oh, a 2.
Oh, 2.
She's just
Cool.
mad. Angrily, just
Yeah.
like grabbing books. She's not really reading anything. She's just mad at this
Are you
point. So
finding
she's
any
just
hopeful monsters?
fuck off!
So,
Holly.
there. All right. So the two of you who failed, you get an adversity token.
Yay!
The two of you who
Nice.
succeeded. So we'll start with Holly. You said you rolled a 16 on the 12. Okay. Looking at psychological stuff. You again from like your days at Harvard. Your days at Harvard.
Harvard.
Harvard. This kind of group hallucination or forgetfulness. There have been studies about it, like collective traumatic events, and sometimes has to do with deaths, but it's usually in a much larger scale than a single friend passing away of you don't even know what. You don't even know if it should be traumatic or not. So reluctantly you kind of look into these like pseudoscience and in between your grumblings about the scientific method and repeatable results, there's interesting studies by who you would very generously label charlatans, about like cult mentality kind of stuff. It doesn't really seem to be relevant because, at least as much as you know, the DM wasn't a member of any cult. As far as the last time you checked in, he lived at home with his mom and, had just a regular job. But there is, actually in like the medicine books, like pharmaceuticals, mentions amnestics, which are drugs that can induce amnesia. That they don't really seem to match because they're more general. It's hard to specify a drug to get rid of a specific memory, but there are like in the early days when the back when you could just infect someone with smallpox and figure out if they were going to die or not, uh wasn't there were no regulations, and talks about like trying to help someone deal with traumatic events by inducing amnestics to try and get rid of the bad memories so that they could function in society again. Sue, with your natural 20, monsters. There's so many monsters. Even in Florida, there's a bunch of different mythologies, like mythological creatures in First Nation belief systems. There's most of them are the way that you find them in the books. They don't really treat them with any respect. It's the early '90s. This is basically just like, oh, look at all these weird things that they believed back then, um, which obviously is still a living culture that they still believe in things that are so terrifying to them that they dare not even actually say their names. Um, but none of them really seem to be anything that have to do with memory loss that you can see in these mythological uh, understandings. Then you find this one book that almost looks like it was placed there by accident. Um, and at first you think it's just like nothing. Like the only reason it sticks out to you is because there's a fake cover on it that is peeling off. And you kind of like take it and open it, and it says Sigil Handbook to Creatures, and the sigil, like SIGIL, and it's in all caps. And this is like your conspiracy brain is just exploding, because they're like it's written like a government document database almost, with these firsthand accounts of um these creatures that you've never heard of. Like, some of them seem to have something in similar with other mythological creatures you've heard of. Like, there's one that kind of seems chupacabra-like because it like goes after livestock and drains them of blood, but the way that they describe it is very different from the stories that you've heard in the past. And you take a look back at like the first page, and you realize that this is like a a fiction serial. Is It's like uh first sigil book of creatures. Also look out for sigil book of Masonic Enterprises. Like, it's very clearly like a conspiracy fiction serial kind of thing. But one of the things that you find in there is like there's an artist rendition of it doesn't even seem to have a real silhouette or anything. It's just kind of like this vaguely human shaped figure with like out of focus. And it doesn't even have a name. It just says sigil creature 472, and describes this one run-in that this fictional agent had with this creature that made it start forgetting things. And before anything specific could happen, he left the area, and his memories started coming back. It doesn't exactly match what you guys are going through, but it's the only one that matches like any kind of memory shenanigans going on with what you've got.
I'm taking this one.
We got there, Sue.
I don't know. Any sets it down. Just a interesting book about monsters I hadn't seen. It looks pretty beat up, I've fair to say it over hands.
Oh, I remember getting that in one of the shipments. I clearly like fell in from some other shipment. It was not one of the books I ordered, but it seemed interesting, and it seemed like a fun little fictional thing. So yeah, give it to you for a buck.
Wait. Thank you. Sue puts $1 down and kind of walks out with it and sits on like the floor outside of the bookstore and starts kind of flipping through it more, trying to see if he can pull anything out of it. He's like, okay, I think I'm locking in. I think this is what I need to focus
He
on.
probably goes back to where Dre is still like having issues with the books.
Just throwing them off and being like,
Is that-
stupid,
all
stupid.
right, Dre. Like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be flippant with you earlier. But could you not take it out on the books, please? I'd really appreciate that.
Fine.
Thank
Do you have anything back here that talks about, like, forgetting shit?
Like, you want to forget stuff?
No. Oh my god. Like, I don't know. Like, do any of monsters or whatever like make people just forget random stuff?
I gotta say, it's not ringing any bells, but maybe it's because I forgot. Huh?
You're bad at your job. Can you get out of my way, please? And then she's just gonna keep looking.
Okay, I'll leave you to it. But the store is closing in like about 15 minutes. I gotta go get dinner, okay?
She doesn't answer. She's just gonna keep
Okay.
furiously looking through books.
Goes over to where Holly and Sky are, and just says, listen, I gotta close up soon. Dre's in a mood, apparently. I don't think you're gonna have much better luck with her than I did, but I would appreciate if you gave it a shot. Your buddy already bought something. He's sitting outside reading it. Maybe, I don't know. Did you find anything?
Yeah, there were some really interesting things in these books, and she like proceeds to rattle off like way too much information. Yeah, we'll go
He's
talk.
listening very intently. He seems to be like genuinely taking it in.
I don't think any of these quite fit. It's good to know though. But we'll go talk to Dre.
Do you want any of those?
I'll take these two. Just whichever, like the psychology one, and then the less psychology
Yeah,
one.
$5.
Okay, yeah. Here. Hand it over.
Goes over to the cash register and shoves it in.
Okay. Hi, Dre.
How's your books?
Not very helpful, but Chaz wants to get dinner because it's time to close. So maybe we could leave, and said Sue bought something, so maybe Sue found we can. Yeah.
Are you done?
With what might done talking.
She's gonna shove whatever book she just grabbed under her jacket, and then she's going to move around Holly to go towards the door.
Did she just shoplift?
Yes.
Holly
Uh,
leaves
I
another
thought you were
5
talking-
on the counter and
No, I'm-
runs out.
Oh, if she said that to Dre would be like, "Yeah,
No, she's saying that to Holly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
You know what? Make me a flight roll.
why that one? Could it be anything but that one?"
I don't really think anything else really is for hiding stuff and getting away from
Shoplifting.
It's
trouble.
fine. I didn't put my stats in being fast or particularly charming. So
Let's call it a DC 4.
okay. I rolled a 2, but I have 3 adversity tokens.
Okay.
If I spent 2 and made it a 4, or do I have to make it a 5?
No, a 4 is enough. You just have to meet it.
Amazing, great. I will spend 2 tokens to get my book.
Also, don't forget during that was a snap decision, but if we do a planned decision, you can also do take half if that ever comes up. We haven't yet, but
Oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah, you catch Chaz's eye as you walk out, and it for a split second you think you got made, But then he just kind of like gives a smile and waves you out.
Just gonna keep going.
He doesn't say anything at least, and you leave, and Sue is just like leaning up against the window, reading a book that has like a half fallen off fake cover.
What? What did you do to that book?
I didn't do anything. I found it like this.
He was just selling ratty books?
Right?
Yikes. I hope we didn't charge you much for that. And then she's gonna pull out her own book and start looking through.
Right in front of the door, of course.
No, well, she's like walked like past the window. Well, I mean, she's outside, and she has taken a right turn to where Sue is. So if you can
Okay.
see her, then yeah. But if not, she's not being like about
That's
it.
fine. That's fine. Yeah, yeah. Holly and Sky leave the building as well. You just see the two of them reading.
So
So what now? Anyone? Got
Well,
any ideas?
I mean, I got a lot of ideas, but they're all pretty spooky. There's this thing in here, and he flips to the page about the mystery shape that makes you forget things. It's like, I mean, there's this weird thing
That's
right
what I
here.
was talking about, and you didn't say anything, idiot. What is it?
It's some kind of creature. It's called Sigil Creature 472, which is kind of a weird name, but whatever. And it looks like it has the ability to make you forget things as long as you are near it. Once you leave the area, you should be able to remember stuff.
So
But
how do you know if you're near it?
I don't know. I mean, we can't remember our friend's name.
did they say what
But I
it
mean,
looks
we
like?
went all the way from the house to here. Is it
Was it at the
following us?
funeral?
I don't know. I didn't really see anyone out of place at the funeral. There's just a lot of old people, which was weird. Maybe other people have forgotten too. Like, it's weird that we're the only young people that were there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? No.
What do you
No,
mean?
there was another guy.
Oh.
And he was like weird. Like he had like sunglasses on and like a hat. He was like kind of our age. Maybe like a little older.
What?
Where was he?
Where I was smoking.
So there was a strange man with sunglasses and a hat at a funeral, standing real far away from everyone else.
Must be the creature.
Okay.
No, it sounds more like the government, but you know.
Ray looks like she was about to say the same thing when Sky spoke, and she's like,
Well, now I can't say it because then I'll
yeah,
sound
now she's not
stupid.
gonna say it, but she's like, okay.
Okay, well, okay, okay. Hey, could be both. Could be both. Or it could be a monster disguised as the government.
Okay, but like, how? He didn't look like anybody I recognized from around town, but I don't have like a.
You didn't ask his name?
Why would I do that?
Because he was a weird
If you
guy at our friend's funeral.
Suspicious at our friend's funeral?
Holly, do you talk to random people that you think are strange?
Thank you.
Sometimes.
That's
you do
like,
talk to me.
Not smart. That is kind of dangerous.
I'm just curious.
Okay. Well, anyway, I don't know. I mean, we can go back there.
Oh yeah, hang on.
Was he there?
Cemetery at night? Let's do that.
Oh, that sounds scary. What time is it?
Past your bedtime?
Okay.
Probably about 9 o'clock.
What is her curfew? Do we?
Your curfew used to be 9.
Used to be. That means you still do it without being asked.
She does.
Yeah, it's literally like, we're not gonna say you have a curfew,
They've
but
trained you.
we'll be disappointed if you come back home super late and drunk.
Well, I'm not drunk, so
So
it's
sad.
okay.
Has Holly ever been drunk in her life?
Yeah, what happens in college?
She had one drink on her birthday,
Yeah.
on her
And it was
21st
a
birthday.
wine cooler. It was what was that 90s?
Zima
Wine cooler?
or something else. I don't
Zima. She got drunk off of Zima.
know.
Well, one of the classes was the long-term effects of alcohol.
Just seems like a bad idea. So Holly will keep going along, like, yeah, let's do that, but she looks really uncomfortable.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right, Holly. If some weird government
could,
person or monster comes out, I fight crocodiles for a living.
What
I'll
if we
just-
call
What? I mean, no, but you kind of. I mean, sometimes you kind of gotta fight it. You don't like punch it. You just kind of wrestle them around a little bit.
Who
Try
are we
not to
calling
get
Sky?
eaten. What?
your parents? You can tell them you're sleeping over at my house.
Is there?
I bet Chaz will let you use his phone. You better
There's
go ask
also,
before he
like,
closes. Payphones.
There's
There's also a
probably
payphone
like
right
a-
here.
Payphones
I was gonna
exist
say
in
there's a
this.
payphone. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Your parents
Yeah.
care about where you're at?
Don't all parents?
Sure.
He pops like a dime in there and calls them.
What you call 10, 10, 220. It's free for you and cheap for them.
Jesus Christ. Just wait for them to pick up.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh, Holly, honey. Where are you calling from? This isn't the Burns phone.
We're at Sky's house now, and she's got a new phone upstairs. We're gonna have a sleepover, like when we were little.
I would like you to make a charm roll.
Oh, beans! I'm not good at that.
No one here is good at charm.
I have a
We'll
D8.
call it a DC.
Yikes.
A DC 4.
That's gonna ruin us.
This is. Hold on. Wait. Before. Okay. I was gonna say, like, this is a planned decision. You could take half, but you already rolled, so that's gonna be a failure unless it is a planned decision. So if somebody wants to help with adversity,
Oh,
tokens, you
what are
can
we
have.
at? What are we at?
I sold
I only
2,
have
so I'll help with
one.
an anniversary token.
No, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 1, so I need
just
3.
Oh,
I
okay.
have
You
1.
can have one of mine. You can have 2
Oh.
of mine.
Okay, so 2 and 1.
Dre
So
is not
how-
helping. She's laughing.
I was gonna. Yeah. Sky, how do you help out?
It's her phone. She's
Ooh.
there, obviously.
She's
I just want to hear it.
She's gonna go up to the receiver and be like, "Hi, please
Oh.
say yes to her sleeping over, please. We've missed each other so much, please."
Is Dre there?
No, it's just us.
Because
If
I
Dre
thought I
looks like
heard
she's
her
about to open
earlier.
her mouth, just...
Yeah, I think Sky literally puts her hand on
Okay,
Dre's
it's-
mouth.
Listen, I'm glad that Dre's doing fine. It's just, I don't want her to be a bad influence on Holly because, she's only got one more year left at Harvard, and I would hate to see her grades go down the toilet. That's all.
Okay, well, I'm literally just asking for a sleepover.
Okay, that's totally fine.
My mom said it's okay, so.
All right. I'll put this I'll make a note of this phone number so that we know that it's a new number. So
Excellent.
all right. Have fun. Don't.
We're gonna eat
this
some
is
pizza.
this is your mom, and she does that like she's in on the joke thing. Like, don't get too drunk, Holly. I know what I was like at your age.
Okay, we're not drinking.
You're 21 now. You can drink if you want.
Okay, we're not though.
Okay, but if you do, just remember, don't drink and drive. If you need me to come pick you up, I can do that,
I
okay?
don't have a
All right,
car.
bye. I love you.
Okay, we're gonna
I
go.
don't drive. I can't.
Well, it was as much for Sky as Holly.
So we're gonna go to a cemetery in the middle of the night where we just buried our friend. That's fine.
I mean, that sounds as good of an idea as any.
Sorry for being a bad influence.
Okay,
She
I
does not
didn't
look
say
sorry.
it.
Hmm?
I didn't say that. Okay, that was them.
No. But you maybe are telling your parents suck good braids out of you. Like,
What are you sucking out of what?
I messed up that so badly. Let
No,
I was
run it
trying
back.
to say.
What are you sucking? Who are you sucking out of what?
Oh, Holly's turning red.
While you're
Bad
recovering,
braids.
while you're recovering from your terrible slip up, and everyone is now making fun of Dre.
That
you
was
all-
Danny. I'm sorry.
Okay. You pile in the station wagon and the motorcycle and head over back to the funeral home. You pull up. There is a light on, but it's like people die all the time. They have to have someone that's always there in case they need to bring someone in. It's not like someone's there, something spooky going on. It's at least not any more spooky than living next to a cemetery.
All right.
But you are the only cars here. Well, there's one car that's probably whoever is like on the phone. Whoever has the night shift.
Okay, where'd you see this guy?
And she's gonna point to where, like, she was hanging out near the trees, kind of more
Mhm.
towards the exit.
Is the guy there?
No.
Wouldn't that be nice?
There's nobody
He left
there.
before you guys did. What was that, Quark?
There's nobody there now, so we can go home.
Sue wants to investigate some stuff.
Okay.
He's got 2 specific things he wants to do.
Okay.
He wants to go check his friend's grave to see what it says. And he wants to go inside and talk to the person and see if he can tell them.
Okay.
This
Who
is
was
why you got a
buried
nat
today.
20 in brains.
Which one do you want to do first?
Okay, so easiest thing first, walk up to the grave because it's out there.
Okay. The grave is dug. They actually haven't finished putting the casket down yet. Maybe they're gonna do it in the morning.
Oh, that's weird.
Because it was kind of late in the day when they did it. But it's not like the body's just hanging out here. It's like the grave is dug, ready for the coffin to be laid in there. But there is it's right next to another grave that has burn on it. And your friend's grave has the same weird thing going on. Like you see burn, beloved son.
All right. He pulls out his little pocket notebook that he keeps all his little conspiracy thoughts in, and he tries to write down what the symbols are. Or do they seem like they're kind of shifting?
It doesn't it's not like it's shifting. It's not like they're symbols that you don't understand. It's just like you try and make sense of what is there, and it's just like throwing up a 404 in your brain.
Okay, so it's like incomprehensible. I got
Yeah.
you. All right, send him right. He doesn't write anything down.
Yeah, it's not physically scrambled. It is clearly something mental going on.
Dyslexia.
Yeah,
The real
the creature. It's a creature that causes dyslexia.
Maybe I took too many cocktails to the head. Like guys, I'm gonna go inside and talk to whoever's in here, see if they can give us some information.
Do you want me to escort you in there?
Yeah, come on in.
All right. I know my way around this funeral home, so.
What? Why?
What do you mean, why? Because my mom worked here?
Oh, that's okay. That's right. That makes a lot of sense. Sorry. A lot of I was like, how many people do you know that die? Am I gonna
A
die
lot.
soon? Like, how's this work?
I know a lot of dead people.
Technically, yeah. You didn't know them before they were dead, but after they were
No.
dead, you sure knew them. You go up to the door and just like ring the doorbell.
Dead
See
ringer.
Get out. No. There's a little shuffling. You see one more light go on and hear a couple of locks, and then door opens. And you know what? I'm really sorry about this, Holly, but you recognize who's working the graveyard shift. She does not look like she should be working at a funeral home because she is in all pink. She is wearing makeup, green eyes, very fashionable. Brittany Hart. She went to high school with you guys, and she was the prom queen. Opens the door, looks. She does look a little bit down. Oh no, it's Sue. Sue is there. Sorry. Looks up at Sue and is like, yeah, can I help? Oh my God, is Holly? How you and Sky?
Sky.
And
Do you mean Sky?
no, she says Holly first, and then Sky. And then she sees Dre, and then just almost like her eyes go wide. And Dre, hi, how? Can I help you all?
Well, well, Your Majesty, we just had a.
Oh, please, none of that. That was ages ago. Please.
Hey, you know.
Listen, I'm not one of those folks who hold on to everything from high school. Okay, I was prom queen for 1 month, and I did one dance, and as far as I'm concerned, that's the end of it. Sorry. How can I help you?
Fair enough. Hey, we just had a simple question for you. A young man was buried here earlier today. He had a
Oh, Mr. Byrne,
service.
yeah.
Yeah, y'all did a great job. A good job with that service. You know. Do you have any documents that would show maybe like some simple basic information like name, address, stuff like that? You know, Miss Byrne wanted us to collect some stuff for and she went out of town. I guess she's grieving a little bit and kind of dipped real fast and called us and said we needed to pick up some stuff for her. So she sounded a little worried.
Like death certificate or something like that.
Yeah. You know, one of those things. She's, you know, she lost her son, she lost her husband. I can't imagine what she's going through right now. So we're just trying to help a grieving woman out as much as we can.
Go ahead and make a charm roll. I'll say it's DC 4. It's not super hard, but it's also like you're kind of asking her to do something illegal.
Oh shit! Am I?
You are not
Big
next
time.
of kin. You should not be handling any kind of government documents.
Charm the pants off of her.
That is a 4 plus a 1.
Okay.
For a total of 5. Let's go, baby.
She likes you.
She smiles, kind of like a little not nervous, but like uncomfortable. Is like, I'm really not supposed to. It's government documents, but you know, but I know that you're all good friends with Mrs. Byrne, and I know y'all. So, if nothing else, if something goes wrong, I can point the finger in the right direction. So, yeah, of course. Please come on in. Don't want the mosquitoes getting you.
Oh, thank God. You're too kind.
Lets you in. She leads you to an office in the back. Um, starts looking through. Doesn't have to go too far looking for stuff. But are you guys doing anything while she's looking for the documents?
Where are we? Like in an office?
Yeah, like office in the back. Like you've got the very nice reception area. Um, there's like
Are there
probably
drawers of things?
what?
Are there drawers of things
There are
nearby? Like, are
plenty
they
of yes. There's like
great?
there's drawers.
I'm just gonna look through some drawers.
Uh, sorry, you can't. I can get something for.
Hmm?
I can get your friend's thing, but those are classified documents. You're not supposed
I'm
to be
not
looking.
looking.
You're touching. That's also not
Hey,
cool.
Dre, I think that's against the rules.
Dre.
Sorry. I get really agitated every time I get near.
I can understand that, but I just hold tight for a second. It's fine. Goes in and grabs the documentation, folds it up and puts it into an envelope. Puts like a seal on it to make sure that it, like, if anyone picks it up, whether it's been tampered with or anything. It actually is kind of like whether it's because of regulations or because the funeral home wants to, put a nice little bow on it. She actually has to like heat up some candle wax and then like drip it onto the back of it and put a little stamp down. Um, you know, and she hands it directly to I guess would probably be. I know Sue asked, but Sky, she knows, is like very close with the Burns. So she would hand it out to Sky.
Thanks.
She she kind of looks like she wants to say something, but just decides not to. She just holds it out and lets you take it.
Anyways, we should get the fuck out of here. And then she starts walking out.
Uh,
Thanks.
Thank you, Brittany.
Literally, don't mention it. I would like
It's
to keep
been
my job.
It has been yes, man. It's been a long day for all of us. Here, and he pulls out his wallet, and he has like a Croc World ticket. He hands it to her. He has like a couple that he keeps around just to like randomly give to people.
Oh,
Like,
thank you, but I already actually have a few. It's really fine. I appreciate the gesture, but I can get into Crocland anytime I want. It's fine.
fantastic. All right. Well, you enjoy your night. We appreciate you. We appreciate you helping the lady out.
The rest of you are not sure whether it's she actually knows someone to get into Crocland or she just never wants to be seen there ever.
Probably a lot.
I think it's
Sue assumes everyone wants to be a Croc.
Of
Because
course.
it is
Of
the coolest
sure.
place ever.
It's the coolest place ever.
I think as soon as Sue leaves, Dre's gonna like turn around and join him, but is gonna be like, she can get in anytime she wants because she's the prom queen, Sue.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
She's the queen, Sue.
you got to
And
go
then-
through all that effort to become prom king and queen.
So
You got to get like
much.
a card or something, right?
Yeah.
Sky's gonna chime in and be like, peaking in high school is really embarrassing.
Yikes.
Oh yeah.
She
That's why I
seemed
live in
perfectly
Detroit.
nice. Why are we being mean?
Are we being mean?
I sure am.
I think I called her a queen. You said it takes a lot of effort. I think we're being very
you
nice.
have like a tone, though. I don't know if you know that you're doing this.
Doing what?
Oh, Holly.
I mean, I didn't think any of us were being mean to her. She helped us out
I
with
am.
this.
I just
Sky's
Oh.
in
being
the air. I am being mean to her. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Got
That's all right, Sky. It's okay. That's fine.
It's important to be honest.
Okay.
You get out the front door. You hear it close and lock behind you, and the front light goes off.
Let's get back before we open this, in case she happens to look out the window and sees us
mean-
opening it.
She gave it to us.
Well, right, but we said we were bringing it back to the house for.
Right. I think
for
what
the
she
mom.
did was also kind of illegal, though. So it's like a mutually
Yeah.
it's assured destruction, sort of.
You know, fair enough.
Yeah.
Never
Also,
mind.
she's just
Well-
like a horrible person. So
Why do you say that though?
You know, we don't have to. We got bigger fish to fry.
I feel like you went to the same high school that I did.
I did. Okay. We'll look
We-
at the thing.
What are you, like
Yeah,
a
we can-
cheerleader sympathizer or something like that?
Ladies, we can unpack all that
I,
at a different time.
I do like the implication that even though Holly was the nerdiest nerd, she didn't really get super picked on by Brittany, at least
I feel
specifically.
like Holly was one of those like good popular girls though. Not
But she's
popular,
like
but
nice and she's
She
really
was-
popular, but
She
like
was
Like,
nerdy,
she
but she was
was
also
Me in high
happy.
school, where people kind of knew who I was because I made really good grades.
yeah. I feel
yeah.
like she's just like that nice girl that everybody likes.
As opposed to Sky, who was just weird. You at least like pop into the car before you open it, just so that there's like, because you can see there are like security cameras. You at least want to make sure you're not in obvious view, and pop open and unroll the death certificate. What are you looking for on it?
God, is there anything else I can't read?
Cause of death.
Like,
Yeah, call
yeah,
him death, call him death.
yeah.
Well,
Oh, that's right.
the
Death
name,
certificates have that.
the name is still doing the weird thing. The first name.
Jordan, do you see anything different?
The cause of death is listed as natural causes, but in parentheses after that, question mark.
Natural cause. He was 21. What kind of natural causes
Did a
could you die
business
from?
write
at
this? Like an
21?
actual
Which I think Sky, since you've been there so often, you know is basically coroner shorthand for this guy just dropped dead and we have no idea why.
Mm-hmm. She's gonna relay that to everyone.
Okay.
that's a thing.
That
Yeah, it's a thing when coroners don't know, like, can't figure out what happened. They just say natural causes.
Just make it up.
Yeah.
You can just make. They can just make it up when someone dies. They can just make it up.
Yeah.
Like you can do like exploratory surgery to figure out like what happened, but generally like most people that die, it's not that big a deal. Like you're probably not going to figure anything out. So if there's no obvious cause of death and there's no hint of like murder or suicide, they kind of just say sometimes people just fucking die.
So that's actually called an autopsy and not exploratory surgery.
Well, I'm saying after
I'm
an
fucking
autopsy.
joking.
They can
Yeah.
go
This
further.
looks like such a revelation to Dre. She looks like shocked.
Wait, people can just die?
No, the
can
fact that
just
they
write
can just
whatever.
write
Oh,
whatever
they
they want when they don't know what actually happened. That's
I
like
mean, they're just like humans, coroners. You can only do what's that what is available to you until you come up with nothing.
Okay. So
I mean, we can give this document to my mom and see if she can see something that we can't.
Right, your
She's
mom
gonna be
is
really
probably
mad at
gonna
me.
be super thrilled that we illegally acquired something.
Yeah, but she'll be
She
cool
gave
about
it
it.
over. It's not
Probably.
really. She's complicit.
She'll be
If
cool
this is
about it.
illegal, she's complicit. So
She'll be cool about it and then force me to return it. So
Let's not, yeah, let's not. I mean, I'm not. Goddamn it, pinch.
also, like, I
Huh?
feel like more people should know about the fact that you can just say you don't know. You can just be a professional and say you don't know.
what else are you supposed to do?
I don't know. Tell somebody that you don't know so that we can figure it out. Maybe.
The question mark is for.
Well, I mean, it gives us a couple things. One, it gives us some peace of mind that our friend is not crazy and did not kill themselves. I don't know about y'all, I was legitimately a little worried about that.
Yeah, I
Uh,
guess.
They, if it was like suicide, they would have written like suicide by strangulation or something like that. But according to this, he just was found dead for no apparent reason.
um,
You know, I never even asked his mom what happened.
I mean,
I wonder if she
I
knows.
feel like that was probably the best idea not to ask the mom at the
Well,
funeral why her son died.
maybe, but she's like family to me. So it's not like
I will say she did leave you a number that you could contact her at if something came up.
Holly was just about to ask.
I mean, we should. I mean,
well, we can't do it now because it's like 10 p.m.
Yeah,
And-
it's now solidly 10 p.m. You're an hour past your curfew, but
No, she's staying over at
you're,
Sky's.
yeah, you're having a sleepover, but
We're
still,
outside.
yeah, exactly.
Past 9 p.m. You're not
The
gonna
streetlights
melt,
are on.
Holly.
This feels illegal.
What do you do at your dorm? Are you in bed by 9 p.m. every night at your dorm?
Oh my God, she is.
Oh my
Well,
god, you
I'm at my
are.
desk,
No,
but
no,
I'm in
I
my
can-
room reading.
Oh, that's sad. Okay.
Okay, I don't think it's sad.
I appreciate that she's in there because anytime I have weird medical questions, I know I can call her and she's probably in her room. Very
Thanks for
helpful.
being reliable, Holly.
Do you have weird medical questions often?
Well, I mean,
Well.
yeah, like sometimes I get like bit or whacked by the gators, and we got an ostrich the other day, and that
Oh,
was
cool.
very strange to do.
I
But
don't
yeah,
like
they're super
those.
cool. They're big. They're real big.
That's why I don't like them.
Yeah,
Fits
no,
right
I
into
don't-
Marshport.
I
They're
don't blame you.
They're
They're
big.
big.
They're big.
I don't like how big they are.
They're too big.
They're too big.
Oh, what do we do now?
Let's go.
Go to
Maybe you
sleep
get a
and
good night's
regroup
rest.
tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think this is why it's important to get a full night of sleep. Okay.
You all head home with plans to meet up in the morning. Holly and Sky go back to the St. James residence. I'm going. Are Dre and Sue gonna also sleep over? Or are they just going back to their houses? Or
Sue's going back. I mean, this one. Me.
yeah, you're going back, Sue. I'm telling you.
Damn. All right. All right.
I'm decided.
Dre's going back
Sorry.
to her abuela's house.
Um.
You going back to the trailer park, or
Uh.
you got to
Yeah,
drop
I
them
guess-
off?
I
And the
guess.
trailer
Yeah.
park's not too far.
Yeah. He's gonna go back and he's gonna throw on his thing. He's gonna get back to his place. He's gonna kind of get in his zone and do more thinking. So, I think that's a good idea.
You all head home. Holly, you've slept over at Sky's enough that there's probably still like a couple of extra pajamas that you left there the last time you were there, maybe. Your mother has already gone to sleep for the night. Left a little note, like just making sure that you know that she got everything's fine. She just went to sleep and not to wake her up unless something is exploding. And she'd see you in the morning. And you all head to sleep for the night. Hi. what's Sky dreaming about tonight?
Probably cyber convergence.
Is it like a self-insert?
Sure is.
Gee, I wonder who Sky would self-insert as. Probably Dottie Ren.
No, her favorite
No?
character is Vaughn.
Oh, that's true.
She's in love with her.
Well, wouldn't it make more sense then to be inserted as Vaughn's love interest, or
Self-insert
Who's
means
Dottie
you
Ren?
physically are there.
In her mind, she writes Vaughn Dottie fan fiction. Unfortunately,
of course she does. You are literally in your dream writing like a fix-it fic
excellent.
where they at the end like they fix everything and they get together. And when you like go into your shared apartment in your dream between definitely Dottie and Vaughn, it instead opens not to an apartment, but you see the halls of Marshport High, and they're kind of filled with fog. And kind of like in your dream, there's like your brain kind of takes a left turn and look around, and then you kind of see like a figure at the end of the hallway.
She's gonna walk towards it.
Every time that you get close to it, it like ducks around a corner, and then as soon as you turn the corner, no matter how fast you're going, it's all the way at the end of the next hallway.
Can she make out any defining features?
It's just this like very vague silhouette almost. And then you hear a voice. Why didn't you find me, Sky? You were
What?
the last one. Why did you leave me? Everyone else left, and then you left. Where are you,
Leave.
Sky? You like burst through the doors that you came through, and there's just another hallway.
I love the back rooms.
The voice just keeps ringing in the back of your head and starts to overlap. And you just suddenly burst like out of your sleep in your bed, and you remember his voice. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Spooky.
Spooky!
Wow.
Thank you all for joining us tonight for our debut game. I hope you all enjoyed it. I know I did. I've been looking forward to this for literally 6 months. This is going to be every Sunday at 4 o'clock, so we will see you guys next week. Until then, stay spooky. Bye.
Bye.
They're big.
They're big.